gentlemen. My name is Carlos Hernandez. That is Isaiah Cujo, and that on the way to your left is Christopher Allen. And first of all, we want to say hello to all of our new Spotify listeners. It's wonderful to be here.
Hello, I was trying to it as well, and I just want to put this in here because um I did also got caught out by the part, so I will add his and we will return to the original video alpha. What could you have to say? Thank you.
And today is a special episode because it's freaking playoff time, the best time of the year. And the brackets are finally set, although they have to do fine tuning because of the play in tournaments. As this is being recorded, the play in tournament starts tonight. It would be the Hornets versus Miami and the Orlando Magic versus Philadelphia to face the 1 and the 2 seed of the Eastern Conference. So this should be interesting. Chris, any hot take on either matchup?
So, for the Eastern side of things, I want the Orlando get in when they play Philadelphia, whether that is tonight or tomorrow. And I want to see Charlotte get in versus Miami whenever they play, whether that today or tomorrow. And then for the
That's
West,
actually tonight. Actually, Charlotte Charlotte is
well,
tonight. Charlotte and Miami tonight. The Trailblazers and Golden State tonight.
okay, so yeah, I want to see Charlotte win tonight, and fortunately, I don't want to see anybody from the Golden State Clipper matchup go through tonight.
It's gonna be interesting because Denny Op Portland Trailblazers is on one.
Oh, it's the Trailblazers tonight. I'm sorry, I totally messed that up. I
It,
want to see both the Portland Trailblazers and the Phoenix Suns go through tonight. I want, obviously, one of them is going to have to lose to face the winner of either the Golden State Warriors and the LA Clippers in the 9-10 matchup. But I want to see both of those 9-10 teams lose and have whoever loses tonight of that Portland Phoenix matchup win the next game and make it into the 8th seed. So I want to see Charlotte, I want to see Orlando, I want to see Phoenix, and I want to see Portland.
I agree with those two. And Chicago fans, you might be excited about this. So y'all gotta pray that the Portland Trailblazers get into the playoffs. Cause if they do, they get 2 lottery picks. The Chicago Bulls get 2 lottery picks if the Portland Trailblazers win the tournament and get bounced out by, I believe the Portland Trailblazers would face the Spurs.
Well, yeah. So whoever wins the Phoenix Portland matchup will face the Spurs. So the winners of tonight's matchup of the Western Conference will play the Spurs.
And that gonna
Yeah,
be interesting because the Portland
yeah,
Trailblazers have nobody to handle Wimby, so
yeah,
that should be an easy exit.
yeah. The winner of tonight's matchup plays the Spurs.
Yeah, that should be an easy exit. So, Shark Chicago fans, you should really pray for the Portland Trailblazers tonight. And on the east side now, which is my sleeper team, I'm not gonna lie to you, Charlotte could give Detroit some problems. Definitely. if they do win and get that 8th spot, they could give them problems. Because Cade is still not fully healthy, and they don't have any secondary point guard. So that should be interesting.
Yeah, if Charlotte ends up facing Detroit in the 8th seed, I think Charlotte takes it from Detroit.
Because Khan, who is my for Rookie of the Year, even though in the very beginning it was VJ Edgecombe. Shouts out to VJ. He was my beginning of the year Rookie of the Year. But things happen, and come to find out, Embiid is not playing tonight because of the appendix. So that's going to be a problem.
Yes.
So ultimately, I think Orlando takes that. I don't want to assume anything, but yeah, looking
Yeah.
like Orlando takes it.
Yep. Is there anything else you want to say?
Nah, I just wanted to get your opinions on it. Like
AJ?
AJ, what do you think?
That would be a big interesting matchup, like, but I I got to think I don't really know, but if Orlando win, that would be crazy.
I agree.
No.
But to the original film from that week.
And with that being said, I will give it off to Chris, I believe, to cover our first group of stories.
Yes. Yes. But with that time of the year where we're getting closer to the NBA playoffs, and so far, it is not looking good for the wonderful Los Angeles Lakers. Right now, they are getting attacked with injuries, mainly for their two biggest stars, Luka Dončić and Austin Reaves. Luka Dončić is suffering a hamstring injury and will miss the remainder of the regular season, hoping to get back for the playoffs. But frankly, I don't think that's really going to happen because he is going to be out for several weeks, and the playoffs are now 1 week away, just about.
4 to 6 weeks to be exact.
Yeah, he's going to be out 4 to 6 weeks. Thank you, Cujo, my colleague. That, yes, he'll be out 4 to 6 weeks. And right now, the playoffs are 1 week away at the time of this recording. When the news broke, it was 2 weeks, but now we're finally getting the news out, so now it's 1 week, and the timeline had changed. So since it was 4 to 6, now it's 3 to 5. I guess would be the correct math. But anywho, also Luka Dončić is also getting a second opinion in Europe from doctors over in Europe. So who knows if that's gonna add more time to the timetable with all the European travel and talking to doctors over there. So God only knows when he's gonna come back, if he's gonna come back at all, or if the Lakers are gonna make it through the first round of the playoffs without him. Frankly, I don't think it's going to look good, but God only knows what's going to happen. And then, like I said, the injuries are taking a shot at the Lakers' other star, Austin Reaves, who is dealing with a grade 2 oblique injury and will also miss the remainder of the season.
Which is also 4 to 6 weeks.
Yes, yes, Austin Reaves will be missing the last several couple of games, and he is also out 4 to 6 weeks. So God only knows if he'll be able to make it back in time for the playoffs as well. So, like I keep reiterating, I don't think the Lakers have a very good shot of making it out of the first round, no matter who they face. It might be the Houston Rockets, I'm kind of thinking it might be. So, if that's the case, it will be LeBron versus KD in the first round. But without Luka and Austin Reaves, honestly, I think the Houston Rockets might be able to take that series if it in fact turns out to be the Houston Rockets that they go up against. So, as a Lakers fan, I'm kind of worried to see what happens with that team and if LeBron can carry us through the first round by himself. But him being at an older age now, he needs that help and support of Luka and Austin. So yet again, it doesn't seem likely. And also the news that broke today, kind of concerning for the Philadelphia 76ers, who may or may not go up against the New York Knicks in the first round, or might play a play-in opponent, that Joel Embiid is undergoing appendix surgery. So God only knows if he's going to be back in time for the playoffs, and a timetable for Embiid at this moment is not currently out to the public yet. Hopefully we'll find that out very soon. And we hope the best to Luka, Austin, and Embiid, and hope for speedy recovery for all three of them.
Agreed.
Agreed.
With that being said, though, gentlemen, two of our bigger main stories are out of the way. Do you, either one of you, have any thoughts that you would like to share on these stories?
I was just gonna say, like I said already, I think Austin and Luka are big pieces, and without them, I don't think the Lakers are gonna be successful in their playoff journey at all whatsoever. Because, like I said, LeBron James is now very old. Needs that core support, and he can't carry the team on his own like he used to, like he did in Cleveland. But also, when he was in Cleveland and Miami, he also had support from Dwayne Wade and
Not
Chris
really.
Bosh in Miami. He had
With
Kyrie and
Miami, yes.
Kevin Love. He had, yes, he had Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh in Miami. He had Kyrie and Kevin Love in Cleveland.
Not really. Not really, because you
I
remember
mean,
Kevin Love was injured because of Kelly Olynyk, and Kyrie went down with an injury
yeah.
in game
So,
2.
yes. But my point is, I don't think he can carry a team like he used to. He does better when he has support, when it's not just him carrying the team. That's my point I'm trying to bring up. Yes, he did carry Cleveland in 2016 when Kyrie went down, when Kevin Love went down. He carried that team, but that was also 10 years ago. He's not the same player he was 10 years ago. People get older, people age, and things change. Your body is usually never the same as it was 10 years ago earlier,
Agreed.
or as it was 10 years ago in anything.
Agreed.
What I was gonna say is LeBron is gonna have to find a miracle. Gonna need a lot of icy hot, because this is gonna be a big one. He's gonna have to turn back the clock to 2016 and see if he could channel that. But at the age of 40, like Chris said, at the age of 41 to be specifically,
Yeah,
it's a whole
he,
different ball game, and the supporting cast on Lakers is not specifically well built for a mini run. And you're going in the Western Conference. when you were in the East is much easier than the Western Conference.
Yes,
Yep.
when LeBron had support in Miami, and when he carried himself and the team in Cleveland, that would bolster the Eastern Conference. Now he's in the Western Conference, and he's going to have to try and do it by himself. And as we both know from watching basketball for many, many years, the Western Conference and the Eastern Conference of the NBA are two very different animals, especially in the playoffs.
That's why you
Agreed.
see a lot of Western Conference players move over to the East.
As of right now, Victor Wembanyama is hurt with an injury. I forgot exactly what his injury is at the
I thought it was
moment.
no, it was a concussion.
Is it a concussion? But whatever it is, the point I'm trying to make is God only knows if he's going to make it for the playoffs as well. And that's very concerning for San Antonio if they can't have Victor Wembanyama in that playoff first round. It's very concerning if they can't have Victor Wembanyama in the first round of the NBA playoffs. Because Victor Wembanyama for the San Antonio Spurs is the difference of making it or breaking it for that team.
When
Agreed.
Wimby, when one more thing, and then Carlos, you could put your 2 cents in if you want to. For me, I'm gonna reiterate. I'm gonna basically bounce off what Chris said. Vic is a game changer when he's in the on the court than when he's off the court. When he's off the court, their defense significantly goes down, and they could run, but they don't have the paint protection that Wimby gives you. When you have Wimby in the paint and in general, it's a game changer because you gotta worry about his offensive power and then his defense in the paint. You cannot score on Wimby because he's literally 7'3" with a
Mhm.
long wingspan.
Mhm.
So that's a big piece that they're missing if Wimby is out for a long period of time.
Yeah,
Agreed.
yeah, that would be very bad for San Antonio. And just like we said for Luka, Austin, and for Embiid, we also wish Victor Wembanyama the better luck and a speedy recovery, regardless of what his injury is, whether it's a concussion or something else.
Yes, we do. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I think we should move on to what I believe is our final story of
Yes.
this recording.
Um,
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and we are once again back. And this time, I pass it over to Christopher to finish off the stories of today by talking about the Hall of Fame. Chris, take it away.
so in the last week or so, the inductees for the Basketball Hall of Fame came out, and the four inductees for 2026 are going to be legendary player Murray Stoudemire, legendary player and coach Doc Rivers, and two legendary WNBA players, Candace Parker and Elena Deladon. And honestly, if I'm talking from the heart, I'm so glad to see these four go in. Because me as a basketball fan, I've watched majority of the careers of these four individuals. Obviously, I didn't see Doc in his playing days since he played in the 80s. When I first started watching basketball, he was the head coach of the Boston Celtics. So I've seen majority of his NBA head coaching career. But of course, I've seen majority of the careers of Amari Stoudemire, Candace Parker, and Elena Delle, and I couldn't be that much more happy for these four individuals.
Agreed. Cujo, do you have any thoughts that you would like to say about these four wonderful individuals?
Hey, I could say something about a lot of Doc as a coach, Amari as a player, Deladon as a player, and
And Candace
Candace,
Parker.
CP as a player. Because CP as a player was cold. She, even in college when she played for Tennessee, she was a cold player. She was, she even dunked in her college basketball game before. That was pretty huge for the women's college basketball side. Della Don, she was a pure scorer in the paint and fearless. But Doc Rivers, public enemy number one, always. People always remember him as the Boston Celtics coach with KG, Paul Pierce, Ray Allen, and Rondo. He was always public enemy number one for New York fans and Knicks fans in general. So it's glad to see the old man get in. Much appreciated. But I gotta give my shout out to Stat because he not only was a New York Knicks legend, he was one of the New York Knicks legend, but he was actually the first player when we were actually bad to actually want to come over here and want to rebuild the culture. And then after that, Melo followed suit. That didn't really work out well, but I'm appreciative of what both of them did because they're both in the Hall of Fame now. So this is a really good sign for things to come for the New York Knicks organization as a whole to have not only another Hall of Fame last year, but back to back Hall of Famers.
Exactly, and not just the New York Knicks, but it's also good for the organizations of the New York Knicks, the Phoenix Suns, the Dallas Mavericks, the Boston Celtics, the Los Angeles Clippers, the Orlando Magic, the Atlanta Hawks, the Los Angeles Sparks, the Chicago Sky,
Wait, who
the
played for
Washington
Atlanta?
Mystics. Huh?
Time out. Who played for Atlanta?
Doc?
Oh yeah, Doc played for it. I forgot. I was like, Amari didn't play for. Amari only played for Phoenix.
No, I'm already played for Phoenix, New York, and Dallas. Doc played for the Clippers. He also coached the Clippers. He played for the Atlanta Hawks. He played for the San Antonio Spurs. He played for the New York Knicks. He coached the Orlando Magic, coached Boston Celtics, coached the Philadelphia 76ers, coached the Milwaukee Bucks.
And he's still coaching
See,
them all.
exactly, still coaching the Milwaukee Bucks as of today and this season. I mean, CP played for the Los Angeles Sparks and the Chicago Sky. And then Elena Delle played for the
Yeah,
Chicago
Big.
Sky and the Washington Mystics.
You forget she played for the Aces as well for a brief
Oh
time.
yeah, that's right. Ken Farmer did play for the Las Vegas Aces for one season. So for all of those teams mentioned, this Hall of Fame class is going to be great for each and every one of those many organizations, whether they are NBA or WNBA.
I couldn't have said it better myself, gentlemen. But with that being said, this has been the Bro Council. My name is Carlos Hernandez. That is Christopher Allen, and that on the far left is Isaiah Cujo.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Thank you, Spotify, for having us as well. More
Yeah,
to
it's
come.
good to be back on. It's good to be back on Spotify.
Yes. And look forward to hearing from us every week, once a week, talking about sports news and sports related injuries. And maybe even more to come in your future. We shall see. With that being said, have a wonderful day, and we will see you next time.
Enjoy.
Enjoy.